Hello again, I'm Bob Colt. We're continuing our conversations in Charlotte Public Schools, and today a community member, Sally Seifert from Charlotte Community Library. Welcome.
Thank you.
You work with a lot of young people who come to the library during the summer, and you've got a lot going this year, don't you?
We certainly do.
Talk about it.
Well, first of all, we have a summer reading program for the children. We have bookmarks that the kids can fill out. Little kids who can't read yet, moms can read to the children, and for every 5 books read they get a reward, and this is a weekly reward that we do. And 3rd to 6th graders have to read 150 pages and fill out this bookmark, and they would get a reward. And then by the way, our logo this summer, and it's statewide, is Fizz Boom Read. And it's kind of a science and technology kind of aspect to it. And for teens, it's Spark a Reaction. And they have to read 250 pages to get a reward. And then we even have a reading program for adults. It's called Literary Elements. And when they read 5 books, they also have a reward. So everybody can come to the library and have a great experience. Also, once I collect these bookmarks during the week, we do a drawing every week for each of the groups, and they can get, we have some really cool prizes this year. A lady donated a lot of Harry Potter memorabilia, and so some of the prizes are going to be that, others ice cream, and then we have some swimming passes from the Aquatic Center for the whole family.
That's terrific. And so tell people first, I mean, you've got a lot of activity and some goals and things for young people to read in the summer, but tell us a little bit about the hours and when people can come to the library.
Right. We're open 6 days a week, Monday through Friday. It's 9 in the morning until 8 at night. And then on Saturdays during the summer, beginning this Memorial Day weekend, it's going to be 9 until 2.
And how important is it for kids to read?
Well, it's especially important over the summer. I'm a former educator myself before I became a librarian, and I would notice that over the summers, some of the kids, because I often taught a split, and some of the kids actually would falter a little bit, and you'd have to do a lot of reteaching when the children first came into school. And if they can read over the summer, they can actually not only not lag behind, but they can move ahead, and they can move up and gain more expertise. It's just really, really important.
Yeah, and for the young age, like 3rd grade under, they're really learning to read, right?
Yes, and we have a whole section for that.
Yeah.
We call them early readers, not easy readers, because sometimes it's not so easy. But we do have a whole collection for a child to be able to, with different levels, and so they can feel successful right away.
Yeah, and then beyond 3rd grade, they're really reading to learn, right?
Absolutely.
And so there are a lot of worlds to explore. What kind of things do you promote?
We have, of course, the whole entire Dewey Decimal range of nonfiction. Some very popular areas are animals and trucks and trains, and kids really like a lot of different things about pets, and they find those areas.
Yeah, and so, a lot of people have electronic devices, and the nature of the library has changed, but you have a lot of electronic books.
We do. We have, if you go to www.charlottelibrary.org, you'd be able to, right on our home page, if you scroll down some, you'll see where we can join with the Woodlands Library and go to it's called Overdrive, and you can access thousands of ebooks. And also, just recently, they put together a kids and teen corner so that they don't have to wade through a lot of adult books to find the titles that they're wanting.
Yeah.
They can go right to their selections.
Yeah, and so they can go online, they can download books. some kids can use the library without even going to the library.
Yes, although you'd never know that in the summer.
Is
Because
that right?
you would think that nobody would come to the library during the summer, but it's the other way around. We are absolutely swamped during the summer, and we love it that way.
Yeah, and kids come for books and programs, and you have a lot of programs in the summer.
Yes, we do. I call our program Summer in the Park, and there are 10 different programs that are held over at Oak Park, which is kind of kitty corner to the Prairie Funeral Home.
Mm-hmm.
It's on the corner of Clinton and Seminary Streets. And if it's rainy, of course, we meet in the community room at the library. But we have a wide variety of things. For instance, on June the 10th, our summer kickoff is Baffling Bill's Magic Show. And I saw his promotional materials. I am so excited to have him come. Brand new program for us. So I've never seen him, but I've heard some wonderful things. An old standard comes next, something that we do almost every year, but it's a big hit, and that is Farm and Dairy Day. We have a local farmer bring in calves and sheep and bunnies and chickens. A lot of fun. And after we get done reading some stories and talking about different farm products, the kids actually get to go over in little groups and pet the animals and learn about them. They just love it, because even though we live in a rural area, a lot of children don't get a chance to be up close and personal with with chickens and bunnies and
well, and so do you have like a particular book that you promote along with the animals? I think the Library of Michigan Foundation is Acoustic Rooster or something they've got coming up.
We do use some of the Michigan Reads books, but generally what I do, now when we have a person like Baffling Bill come in, we make some announcements and then we let him carry the whole show. Mm-hmm. But on shows where they only want a small group of kids at a time with these animals, then we do read, and I will pick out farm themed books for that time. Mm-hmm. So yes, of course. The next one is another new program. Paleo Joe, an actual paleontologist, is going to come in and discuss plant eating and meat eating dinosaurs. He's going to have some real relics. I think for a lot of the kids, this is going to be just really super.
Yeah, because they're really interested in this stuff, aren't they?
Absolutely. You'd think that the interest would die down. Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. Another thing I'd like to highlight is that we have joined together for years now with the Eaton Theater, and we offer a free movie 6 times during the summer. And beginning on July 3rd at the Eaton Theater, the kids get to go down and see a movie, compliments of the Eaton Theater and us. And there's no charge to it at all. If they'd like to have popcorn or a drink, of course they'd have to buy it.
Yeah.
But if they didn't have any money, they'd still be welcome. And
probably still plenty of time to see fireworks or anything else that would happen.
Absolutely, absolutely. And like I say, we're going to have 6 of those during the summer. And the library provides the different titles that happen there. Another show that we're going to have that is another brand new one is called Getting Excited About Science. And because of the Fizz Boom read, we decided to tailor a show that would fit in with that theme. And I'm, once again, brand new program, and I'll be really excited to see just what this guy can do. Apparently he's going to be blowing up some stuff and a lot of smoke.
So there you go. Promote the explosion and people will get interested, huh?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. This is not just for little kids either. I will tell you that Tuesdays at 11 o'clock down at the park are where moms and children go to have a lunch and to meet with each other, and they bring chairs, they bring blankets, and a lot of times when we're all done, they stay and have a lot of fun with their kids, and it's just really the place to be in Charlotte on a Tuesday. Another program that we're featuring is John Ball Zoo. from Grand Rapids is coming with their traveling zoo. We've had that in the past, and it's been very popular. Then in July, another show that we're doing, the Eaton Art League is going to come in. 4 different members of the Eaton Art League will show the children a quick sketch of things that they could do, and then we're going to turn them loose on the sidewalk with sidewalk chalk. And now I'm not going to, I know and love too many children to try to award prizes, but the ladies from the Eaton Art League are going to give away some prizes that day, and I'll also be reading some stories.
Yeah.
That should be a fun one. Now, along with these Tuesday programs, the 10 Tuesday programs, we also have one Saturday program, and it's one that we've done every year since I've been at the library because it's so incredibly popular. And that's called Science Alive. It's you must pre-register for this, but once again, it's completely free. And we have 3 sessions, and we limit it to about 30 kids so that, and they come into the Spartan room, and each animal's presented. And if they are, no, she doesn't let us hold porcupines, but anything, that can be held or petted, or sometimes birds, can sit right on your hand or whatever.
Oh, what great fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a wonderful thing.
So very interactive for the kids.
Absolutely. And this is very in-depth, so I would recommend, we do say 3 and up, but actually I would think even, depending on your child, maybe even a little older. And even teenagers would enjoy this because a person can learn so much.
Yeah.
Because Terry, our presenter, just goes into great depth about each animal. And at the end, there is always a huge snake of some kind.
Promoting the snake. So that could be a good thing or a bad thing, I suppose.
Some kids don't want anything to do with it, but she does loop it around the necks of those who would like to have a chance to have a close encounter with a boa constrictor or python.
Well, wow, that's way outside of just reading a book, isn't it?
It is. But many of the kids stay. On the days that we have all these programs, we have just tremendous traffic at the library, and they come and get their books and make a day of it.
Yeah. What makes a library successful, Sally? I mean, you have a lot of programs going on this summer. You've added these online components to keep up with the changes, the way people read and where they get books. But what makes a library really a successful asset?
Well, I think part of it is giving people what they want. And we try very, very hard to have the latest and greatest, and we often get books on the exact release date. Sometimes they're at the library and we are releasing them after we've had them in the library for 2 or 3 days even. And so we have the latest books, and we have a wonderful staff. Gone are the days of the angry librarian, telling everybody to be quiet.
You don't look angry at all, Sally.
No. Well, if people are way out of line, of course we have to do a little something about that. But generally speaking, the entire staff is a wonderful, friendly staff. Very glad to help anybody to find a new book and to recommend books and to help people locate materials.
Well, so for young people who may be using the library as an asset this summer, or using some of the online availability of books that you have, what's hot this summer? What are you recommending that kids think about or read? Different age groups are looking for different things, aren't they?
That's right. Well, for the teenagers, several books are really have come to the forefront and are on the New York Times bestseller list. The Fault in Our Stars by John Green is just a wonderful read. But these are books for a more mature teen. And another book that I would also recommend to a more mature teen, Eleanor Park by Rowell, is just an amazing read, but it's not for younger children.
What's it about?
Eleanor and Park is an unlikely love story between a girl that has moved into a community and nobody wants to give her room on the bus, but one kid finally moves over and a romance kind of takes place. Very interesting.
Great.
Yeah.
And then what about for some of the younger ages, and if you're talking to parents, what do you suggest some kids think about reading?
With the little kids, one of my favorite authors lately is Mo Willems. And Mo Willems has a wide variety of books, and he is just plain laugh out loud funny. And even his early readers, I don't know, usually early readers are kind of, see Jane do this or that, and they're not really meant for great literature. They're meant for the repetition and so that children can practice. But he manages to make books hilarious, even in that category. And he has some other ones that are just plain very, very funny. I always recommend that. For the middle kids, the 3rd to 6th graders, we have all kinds of fascinating series books that I would recommend, because I tell you, there's nothing better than finding a brand new author and he's already got 8 books out or whatever, because then you can really go to town and read. We have everything from Geronimo Stilton books. They have a lot of, say you're just coming out of 3rd grade and you're not quite sure yet of your skills. In the books, there are different font colors and a lot of illustrations. That's a fun thing. And next thing you know, you're reading a chapter book and you haven't even realized that you have. Let's see. Well, strangely enough, Harry Potter is still very, very popular.
Sure, of course.
And then we have another series by Haddix, Found and Lost and Torn and Sabotaged. Oh, an amazing, amazing story. The first book starts off with a plane landing at an airport. And they go out, the pilot is gone, no adults, only babies on the plane. And book after book will tell you why there are babies there. So it's
a good start.
That's a series that I really like to recommend, because it's just kind of a nice mystery and the kids love that kind of thing.
Do you think young people like mysteries, or do you find they're more inclined for natural science or things they can do? I mean, young people are still very active in interacting with what they're reading.
They do. A lot of people really love any kind of pet story, and we have a lot of books like that too, as well.
Okay.
And also our nonfiction selection is really, really cool too. And nonfiction isn't like it. Maybe even 20 years ago, a lot of the nonfiction books were a lot of text and not many pictures. Now, most of the really terrific stuff that we buy, so many beautiful pictures that highlight the text, and it makes learning about something so you can see it, you can read it. It's just a terrific experience.
And so all of that's great for young people. What about adults? What are you telling adults, either teachers or staff or parents in the school district? This library is a great community asset.
It is, and we have the latest and greatest. We automatically get everything by like John Grisham, by Clive Cussler, by Lee Child, Nora Roberts, Danielle Steele. Anything that you see on the New York bestsellers list, we have that. We have another amazing asset too, because if we don't have it, we have what's called the Michigan Electronic Library, MEL, where if you have a library card with us, there are millions of books over the state of Michigan. We can get a book that would come in for you free of charge, and you can go online, pick up your books. We call or send you an email when they come in, and you pick up your book.
So you're actually using resources from other libraries they're sending to you, and you're checking them out kind of and checking them out to your audience.
Absolutely. And of course, our people we are sending out many materials to other libraries.
Yeah.
And then on the other hand, our patrons are also getting many different books from, say there's a series that we just might not have, or one is like missing in action. We can get that book for you from a different library.
So you not only need a couple thousand books in your library, but you have access to hundreds of thousands of books.
We don't have just a couple thousand books in our library. We have 62,000
Oh, wow.
books at our library.
Uh-huh.
And we have access to millions of books.
That's great.
Throughout the state of Michigan. Most of the time we can get a book within a 2-week, if you need one tomorrow, probably you need to go to Amazon and get it quickly and pay for that privilege. But if you are willing to wait for something for just a little bit, we can get almost anything.
Well, Sally Seifert from the Charlotte Community Library, any final thoughts that people should know? Come to the library this summer, right?
That's right. That's right. And we didn't even highlight all of the different programs that we have. And
But come to the library and find out.
That's right. And these schedules are right there at the library.
Great.
And anybody can come in and pick one up. And we'd love to have people come down. And the best way for a child to get a library card is to have mom or dad bring them in, and we can set them right up with a free card.
Great. Well, Sally, thank you very much for sharing that kind of knowledge about the library and a great community asset. I'm Bob Colt. We'll continue our conversations in Charlotte Public Schools.